guys, it is January 3rd and I did not film on the 1st. I did not film on the 2nd. You tilted way up again, so we're going to fix that. Because I didn't get out of my pajamas either one of those days. It was fantastic. I started a new project on the 1st and I stitched like all day. Although I did go to the park and walk on January 1st. I wanted to start the, yes Dharma, I wanted to start the new year off on a good foot. But anyway, I did not go to the park yesterday on the 2nd. That was my plan, but it rained all day. Do you know what Emily does when it rains all day? I stitched all day. I mean, I stopped and did some laundry and stuff like that, but yeah, I stitched like all day. It was fantastic. So what I'm going to do is, first off, I want to make sure you guys see all the progress that I got on the bird keeper on New Year's Eve. So I'm going to insert that picture here. My plan is to finish her before Mania, because my Mania plans include anything that I started for last Mania and finished. I get to start something new on that day this time. If I didn't finish it, I'm going to keep working on it. So kind of a very Brittany Blimey Cat kind of thing. I really liked her idea for that. So if I finish it, I got a new start during Mania. So I'm going to push forward on that one between now and May. Oh, something else that happened New Year's Eve, a couple of things that I didn't tell you guys about. So, you know, Jim and I went and got Chinese food. That's our tradition. We do that every year. So we went to our Chinese place to pick it up, and one of the little girls of a staff member there was sitting behind the counter cross-stitching. It was so cute. I didn't say anything to her because I didn't want to be that creepy customer, but I could tell from what I could see, it looked like she was doing one of those Chinese kits that everybody gets on eBay and whatnot. But it was like a printed pandas and bamboo, and it was really cute. She was just stitching away, looking at everything. Oh, it was cute. It was nice to see. She was maybe like 8-10 years old. So that was cool. Another thing that Jim and I do on New Year's Eve as a tradition is we read our cards from the past year. And I don't mean like greeting cards. I mean like, this is a really sad year example of this, but we fill a jar up every year with cards from things that have happened, and we put like ticket stubs and stuff like that in there. But we always do a card on January 1st of kind of what we hope for ourselves in the coming year, things we want to do, not do, get accomplished. It's like resolutions, but we don't really like to call it that. And then we read them from the whole past year together on New Year's Eve. Last year was so crappy. I did a New Year's Day card. That was it. I didn't do another card all year. So I've got, I mean, this is how many cards we had. It's usually full. So I did one for January 1st, and I need to keep that up as things happen and things are notable, but last year sucked. It's kind of sucked. So, anywho. So New Year's Day. New start. I'm going to show you guys, because I've already came in from work and kind of started stitching, and I thought, you know, I should film a little something. The chart that I'm doing is Earth Goddess by Joan Elliott. I've seen several people do this, but I truly fell in love with it when Stephanie from Miss Oh So Crafty started working on it. And the more she got done, the more I loved it. She's still working on hers, but knowing her, she'll be done soon. I started on the 1st, worked on it like all day on the 1st and the 2nd, and just put in a few stitches today. But this is how far I am. Working on her skirt. And this is, sorry, this is Picture This Plus Murky, 32 count. I don't know, I really like it. I'm enjoying this piece a lot. I tell you what I don't enjoy. Just a little rant about this chart for a second. I don't enjoy when it's a multi-page chart and you don't have a shaded area of overlap. Like when I have to try to figure out where I am on each, put the pages like this and line them up perfectly and use my brain entirely too much. I mean, 3 squares of overlap shaded, like you don't appreciate that until it's not there. But that was a difficulty for me on this piece because I didn't want to just have a page break and do a page and then come back and do the other page. I very much like to kind of cross-country stitch and complete an image. So little pet peeve on that one for me. But other than that, I'm thoroughly enjoying working on this. I have a visitor. Say hello, Buster. You're purring. Although you look very uncomfortable, you are purring. So, there's that. And I'm very nosy in my lap. And I'll insert here my normal progress pics from day 1 and 2. And that's it. I'm going to keep stitching this week. I probably should have gone to the park today, right after work, but it's my first day back, like after the New Year's holiday, and it's kind of some stress today, which I know, exercise is good for that, but I just really want to come home and stitch. I want to come home, put my ass right there on the couch, and stitch. And that was what was going to make me happy. And Buster purring in my lap was going to make me happy. So, anyway, he's like, you've manhandled me way too many times, woman. But thank you guys for listening to me, checking out my progress. I'm thinking now that I kind of feel like I'm getting my stitchy bug back, that I'm going to work on this for my usual week, and then I may start a new project once a week in January and be kind of naughty that way, but I'm thinking I may do that. It'll keep me interested, have some new things that I'm in love with, and switch out. And so you'll probably see this again before I switch, and after that you'll probably see another new start. We'll see. Bye, guys. There's not just tea in that cup. I can smell it from here. I will not name who, but someone today came in sick. And of course now I feel like I'm getting sick. My dad would be proud. This was his remedy for any type of cold or ailment. Tea with a little kick of something extra. Hey guys, it is January 7th and it is Saturday and it is definitely a pajama day, so I am not going to be in front of the camera. But this is how far I've gotten on Joan Elliott's Earth Goddess. That is 6 days worth of progress. and I am in the process of taking it off of the Q-snaps and putting a fresh piece of fabric on here because I am starting new projects for January. And today I start this beast. But it was a perfect day to just sit and stitch all day because it snowed in Georgia last night and I am not leaving the house, and maybe I'll show some pictures or video of that in a little bit. And I'm going to get started. Bye. So it's January 8th and we still have snow on the ground here. Not a lot, we only got a couple of inches, but it's still there because it hasn't got above freezing. So I've done nothing but stitch on Death by Cross Stitch and am really enjoying it. I'm thinking I may need another skein of this week's to finish this off, but we'll see. No big deal if I have to order another one. This guy is continuing to stare at me because it's getting close to his dinner time. Isn't that right? Do you want to be fed? Buster? That's a yes. I'm watching TV. I've got it paused right now. It's the newest episode of Big Bang Theory, which I've already seen, but I'm rewatching because that's just what I do. I know, buddy. Oh my gosh. He does this for about an hour before I actually feed him. I know, sir. Oh. Are you circling me? What's going on? Stretch. Oh, you're such a sweet boy. Oh, you're such a sweet boy. Yeah? Let's go look at the snow. As you can see, it's not a lot, but it's enough to shut down Georgia. It's melted a little bit, but not a lot. There was a solid 2 inches. You can see my poor plants that I put outside and didn't bring back in for the winter, which are now dead. I might be able to pull that aloe back, but I doubt it. Yep. Not very exciting. Show you guys some more stitching later. Guys, oh my gosh. I think I just fell down a rabbit hole. A really, really, really expensive rabbit hole. Damn it. Okay, do you remember when I bought the assortment of Dinky Dyes silks and the blues and the greens off of their Etsy site when they were doing that? Like leftover, not full skeins. Well, I had never used them. I was saving them. Now that I'm working on Death by Cross Stitch, I just pulled one. I mean, okay, let's do this. You can see how very little of this color I've put in. It's like butter. This is bad. This is bad how much I'm enjoying sewing with the silk. Oh my gosh, it's so smooth. It slides through and it's luxurious. This is bad, guys. This is really bad. Send help. That's how bad it is. I'll put an update pic of this after. I may or may not have just bought a hank of silk from the Dinky Does Etsy shop. Hey Stitchers, it's Friday the 13th, which means it's dark 13 stitching. It also means, hey Dharma, yeah pumpkin. It also means that I just got in from the movies from watching a horror movie with some friends. We went to go see Bye Bye Man. Don't waste your time. It wasn't that great. And why did we go see a horror movie on Friday the 13th at like 7 o'clock when all the teenagers were there? A PG-13 horror movie at that. This was not a wise adult decision. Not a wise adult decision at all. But anyway, whatever. It was fun. So I wanted to do a quick update, show you guys my new start from last weekend again and how far I got on it. As I said before, I started Death by Cross Stitch. I am doing it on a 36 count Velt by Picture This Plus. And I'm using DMC 3031 as my main color. That's the dark brown. And then I'm just winging it on everything else. I have a stash of silk and hand-dyeds that I've kind of been hoarding for this project. And I'm just, as I get to a motif or a section, I'm just like, I think it needs to be this shade. What have I got? And pulling it and putting it in. So this is where I am so far. This is, of course, the DMC 3031. This is a Weeks Dye Works color called Collards. This is a Dinky Dye silk. Yeah, we talked about that silk, didn't we? Yeah, that's going to be a problem for me. I totally like stitched part of this section and immediately went onto their Etsy site and bought a full hank of silk. And the hank I bought is kind of like this shade because olive green is my favorite color in the world. And of course they had that when I went on looking. So yeah, we'll see what I end up doing with that. If you guys have ideas for what I can do with a full hank of silk in that color, because I'm already doing Mermaid's Folly as a full coverage piece in kind of a similar color, but whatever, it's my favorite color, I don't care. I'll do 10. So this is a Dinky Dye silk. I cannot remember the shade, but it looks totally different on here than the skein looked in my hand. It was really weird. And then this is a Weeks Dye Work color. This is Cognac. There's very subtle variegation in that. You can see it more in person. The collards, though, around the unicorn, the variegation in that turned out wonderfully. I don't want to stop working on this. I am enjoying this piece so freaking much. I feel very low. Okay, there we go. I'm enjoying this piece so much. So I'm pulling this out. I worked on this some before I went to the movies. Pulled back out for Dark 13 stitching Away We Ride. So I need to get some more done on this. And I filled in the roof line here, did this little bit, brought this border over and down, and brought this border over. Actually, I got a decent amount done before I went to the movies. So I'm going to keep working on this for this evening. Guys, I may move back to Death by Cross Stitch tomorrow. Right, Buster? I am obsessed with it. Absolutely obsessed. Come here. Come here. Big boy. So not interested. Just being swarmed by cats. Both of them. So yeah, that's all that's going on. Obsessed with Death by Cross Stitch. My threads shipped for the chatelaine. So well, Jim told me that, so he didn't forward me the tracking number or anything, but I'm hoping that that's going to show up next week. Here's, if you're shaking, it's because there's a Dharma rubbing herself on the little table that I have the phone sitting on. Anyway, I digress. The threads are supposed to have shipped. I'm hoping that they'll get here pretty quickly. Like, if not tomorrow, the beginning of next week. I was talking to Letitia about this and Megan, and I kind of feel like that it was delayed for a reason. And you guys may think that I'm crazy, but next week is the anniversary of my dad's death. It will have been a full year. It does not feel like it. It does not feel like it at all. But next Thursday, the 19th, is a year. So I'm going to distract myself with my chatelaine, and I'm going to start it that day because it's special. And I just feel like that's what I was meant to do. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to edit this together and get this up this weekend or the beginning of next week. So me doing that will be in my next video. I would like to say that that's the wrong wording. I feel like next week is going to be really hard. I feel like next Thursday is going to be really hard. But it's like, when Jim and I told my mom that we wanted to spend Christmas with her, and I totally get now where she was coming from. Not that I didn't at the time, but she said, "Oh, baby, don't feel like you guys need to sacrifice whatever y'all were going to do to come spend Christmas with me, because I miss your daddy every day. You know, Christmas won't be any different. I miss your daddy every day." So I look at Thursday coming and I think, gosh, that's going to be really hard. But then I think, no, because you miss him every day. So it's just going to be another day, but you're probably going to think about it more. Sorry. I was not planning on talking about this in quite this much depth. So anyway, I'm starting my chatelaine next Thursday. That's my plan. And my plan is to let be whatever shall be. If I cry while I'm stitching it, I cry while I'm stitching it. If I put a few stitches in and then go to bed early, then that's what I do. But I'm just going to let myself be. And whatever happens, happens. I even thought about taking off work that day. But I have kind of an important pre-trial set for that day that I really want to be there for. So maybe I'll just go to that and try to take the rest of the day off. I don't know. I probably should have planned more for this. But anyway, so I'm going to get back to my Dark 13 stitching. And because Bye Bye Man sucks so much, I'm going to try to find a good horror movie on television. Jim's at his brother's because he knew I was going out with some friends to the movies tonight. So, and his brother was going to be home alone. So they're doing their guy time. So I'm going to pile up on the couch and stitch and watch a horror movie. And that's that. Sorry to be a downer. I don't mean to be a downer. It is what it is. Alright guys, happy stitching. Happy Dark 13 stitching on this lovely Friday the 13th. And there was a full moon last night. That is a positive. We'll leave you with that. I was driving home from the movies And there's this one part where I drive through these fields right before I get to my house, and it's so wide open, and the almost full moon was pouring through the clouds, and you could see it reflecting on the fields. It was just beautiful. And regardless of what's negative in the world, we do need to try to focus on what is beautiful around us and really take that in and be glad to be here. So I'll leave you on that note, and I'll try to plug something else in before I upload this. Happy Friday the 13th, guys. It's January the 15th, and I'm enjoying some morning coffee while working on Death by Cross Stitch again. I am enjoying Kelly's new video, and someone else is enjoying Kelly's new video. He's just kind of set up camp right here next to me, sighing and watching me stitch, and looking over at Kelly every now and then. So this is one content kid. Aren't you, buddy? Yeah. He definitely enjoys when there's a lazy morning at home and I don't run off to work and I spend some time with him. Yeah. But I had worked on Away We Ride some yesterday morning, and in my head was going to work on it for the next few days. I couldn't. This was calling to me way too much. So I'm going to work on this for a few more days until I don't want to anymore. And that's that.